What's up, guys? Kevin Frobese here to talk sports with you again. Big game coming up this weekend, the Super Bowl between the Patriots and the Eagles. Now, ton of great storylines going on here. First, Tom Brady in his 8th Super Bowl. He's already 5-2 in Super Bowls, 5 Super Bowl wins, truly incredible. He could win a 6th, which is more than almost, I believe, every team except the Steelers and maybe one other, which is incredible. On the other side, you have the story of, can the Eagles win a Super Bowl without their starting quarterback, replacing Carson Wentz with Nick Foles? How is that going to work out? Is Foles going to be able to, what is he going to be able to do in the Super Bowl on the biggest stage without a whole lot of playoff experience? There's a bunch of storylines going on. I think there's a sentiment going on right now. The Patriots are just going to run over the Eagles and then they're going to blow them out. And I tend to disagree a little bit. Now, the line's sitting, Vegas has the line at about Patriots favored by 5 right now, which I think I agree with the experience of this Patriots team, Tom Brady, of course, and the disparity at quarterback. You probably want to give the edge to the Patriots, and 5 sounds about right. But here's why it's not going to be a blowout. And maybe you want to take the Eagles if you're looking betting lines. Not saying the Eagles are going to win, but the Patriots in their 7 Super Bowl appearances in the Tom Brady and Bill Belichick era, the biggest margin in any of those games is 6 points. And that was last year when they played the Falcons and went to overtime and scored a touchdown to win the game. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick do not blow people out in the Super Bowls, and they don't get blown out in Super Bowls. Every single one has been close, has come down to the last possession or so, and usually in the end it's the Patriots that are able to execute and win the game. But they're not going to run over this Eagles team. They're very two evenly matched teams. I would actually make the argument the Eagles have the better overall team, but the Patriots have the two factors that probably outweigh all the talent that the Eagles have. One, Bill Belichick, probably the greatest coach of all time, especially with 5 Super Bowl wins, 7 appearances, AFC Championship game, double-digit times throughout his career. I mean, you can make an argument for Bill Walsh and Tom Landry, some of the greats of all time, but I think you got to go with Bill Belichick. It's definitely Bill Belichick is right up there with the best of them. Tom Brady, probably the greatest quarterback of all time. I am of the opinion that maybe that argument is ended. I think Brady, with winning his last Super Bowl last year, really surpassed Montana and Peyton Manning and all the great quarterbacks in history. I mean, what he's done throughout his career, I don't think will ever be done again, and it's incredible the run he's been on. Making it to the AFC Championship game for the last 6-7 years, making the Super Bowl again this year at his age 40 season. He's an incredible player, and those two guys really help mask some of the flaws of this Patriots team. And even though I don't think the Patriots have the talent that the Eagles have, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick cover up all of that. But, I mean, this Eagles team has got a lot of talent. They have arguably the best front 7 in football on the defensive side, which is huge in a game like this. That we've seen the way to beat Brady in a big Super Bowl or in big games is to pressure him, and that front 7 can get rush to passer. Namely, with Fletcher Cox up there with the Eagles, he can wreak havoc, and maybe he can have the Michael Strahan type game. Looking back to the Super Bowl in 2007, where Strahan just took over that game and didn't let Brady be Brady, and maybe Fletcher Cox can do that. I think Brady's evolved a little bit since then. Back in 2007 when Strahan just took that game over, the Patriots a little bit more of a vertical passing team, looking to get the ball to Moss down the field. I mean, they did have Welker, but nowadays it's 3-step drops, get the ball out. Brady is the best quarterback at getting the ball out of his hand quickly. So I don't know if the pass rush can be as big of an issue for the Patriots these days. Now, if you're hitting Brady, that's going to get to him. But, I mean, as we saw last week, or a couple weeks ago when the Jaguars played the Patriots, the Jaguars got after Brady all game, and in the fourth quarter, he flips the switch and puts on a show for the ages. Now, some of the keys for the Eagles if they want to win this game, follow the blueprint that the Jaguars laid out a couple weeks ago. They got after Brady, rushed the passer with a vengeance, ran the football well, and played smart throughout the game. Now, what the Jaguars, I think, messed up, is that in the second half they played not to lose instead of to win. And honestly, I think that's one of the biggest mistakes teams make when they get on these big stages and they're playing teams where they're the underdogs, so to speak. The Jaguars, underdogs coming in, they have the Patriots down 10 in the fourth quarter, and instead of playing to win, they become very predictable on offense, run the ball on first down, don't really give Bortles an opportunity to succeed, and just the play calling in the second half was just atrocious. So if you're the Eagles, you have to rush the passer, you have to run the football, and quite ironic, I think one of the most important players for the Eagles is a guy who was actually suiting up for the Patriots last year. Like Garrett Blount, running back for the Eagles, him and Jay Ajayi, if they can get that running game going and they can control the clock, keep the ball out of Brady's hands, really important here, because as soon as you get that lead, that Fletcher Cox and company can rush the passer and get after Brady, because all of a sudden now when you lead, no Patriots have to throw. Now, maybe that's not exactly what you want to do with the Patriots, because if they're throwing, that means they're putting the ball in Brady's hands, and well, we saw how that went last year. Even 28-3 lead wasn't insurmountable for Brady. But, I mean, it's going to be tough beating the Patriots no matter what. If this is a one-possession game late, you got to favor the Patriots. So if you're the Eagles, you have to get up early and really pound the football down the Patriots' throats. Now, the Patriots, great offense. I mean, they can score with anybody. But if there's a weakness to this team, it's that defense. With Dante Hightower out, I believe, most of the year, they haven't had a whole lot of a pass rush. The defense has been good because of the great coaching by Bill Belichick, but they don't have a whole lot of talent. That secondary is extraordinary. Malcolm Butler, Stephon Gilmore, those guys can play, but that front seven's got a couple holes. I think Jay Ajayi and Garrett Blount have an opportunity to take this game over and maybe take the ball out of Nick Foles' hands so he's not feeling the pressure on this biggest stage. But we'll see how that goes. I think that's really their path to victory. I mean, if you get down early to Brady, Nick Foles, I don't think realistically is going to be able to lead this team back. So they got to keep it within 7 early and got to get the lead of the Eagles and preferably be up late by a significant margin, because Brady, I mean, as soon as you get to the fourth quarter, he just turns it on and goes from a good quarterback to the greatest we've ever seen. I mean, last year plays relatively subpar for the first 3 quarters and throws almost 200 yards or so in the fourth quarter and just completely takes over the game. If you're the Eagles, look, got to play to win, and you really got to pounce early or else you're in trouble. For the Patriots side, for the Patriots to win, all they have to do is keep this close. If they keep it close, within 7, within 10 in the fourth quarter, got to give the advantage to Brady and Belichick. That team always executes late because of that great coaching. Bill Belichick prepares them for literally every scenario. I think one of the great anecdotes talking about this Patriots legacy is a few years ago, we remember that famous Malcolm Butler interception of Russell Wilson when the Seahawks had the ball at the 2-yard line, 1-yard line, whatever it was. And after the game, Malcolm Butler said, "I knew it was coming." He had said that in studying Russell Wilson, that the coaches had pointed out to him, every time Wilson hits his back foot on a 2-step drop, he's firing that slant, and Butler didn't his athleticism didn't win that play for him. He knew what was happening before it was going to happen and was able to jump the slant and pick it off. And I think that's a perfect encapsulation of everything the Patriots stand for. They have an attention for detail every single play, week in, week out. And that's really what separates them. I mean, they've been in 7 Super Bowls, and all of them have been one-possession games late. And when you're in a one-possession game, it comes down to who can execute every single time. For the most part, it's been the Patriots, except for those 2 Super Bowls against the Giants. Bill Belichick and Brady have an extraordinary attention to detail. I mean, Brady came out this week and says that watching film is one of his favorite pastimes. And when this guy knows what the defense is going to do before perhaps they even know what they're going to do, Brady's seen it all. And that's why if you're the Eagles, you really have to get up early, and because these guys are going to take advantage late. Maybe if the Eagles tighten up a little bit, the Patriots are going to be loose. They've been there before. They were there last year. Brady's been in the Super Bowl 7 times. So has Belichick. They know how to play in these games. They know how to coach. You got to really give the advantage there. Now, I will say, I'm not a Patriots fan. I'm really hoping the Eagles win. Got to respect what Belichick and Brady have done over these last 18, 19 years. But it's just incredible what they've done. I'm not a Patriots fan, but hats off to them. It's amazing. And honestly, I could see this run continuing for a couple of years or so. It's truly incredible what they've accomplished. Hope you guys enjoy the Super Bowl. I know I'm looking forward to watching it. Hopefully we don't have to see another Patriots victory, but if they do, we'll have the pleasure of watching the greatest to ever do it, coach and quarterback, win another championship. And maybe, I'm hoping for it, we'll see a huge upset by a quarterback who hasn't had a whole lot of playoff experience in Nick Foles. So it'd be exciting to see. And one thing that happened yesterday I want to talk to you guys about, moving on from that. Yesterday, James Harden had a 60-point triple-double. Great performance there. 60 points, I think 10 rebounds, 11 assists. Incredible efficiency. What this guy is doing night in and night out is remarkable. He's shooting the three well, shooting decently from the field, getting his teammates involved. He's really the model of where the NBA is moving today. Him along with Steph Curry of the threes and being efficient and getting your teammates involved and a bunch of passing going on there in Houston. I'm not a big fan of the three-point heavy approach, but I mean Harden, hats off to him. He's putting together an MVP caliber season. I don't know if he's the MVP this year, but I mean 60-point triple-double, first even 50-point triple-double since Russell Westbrook last year. I think he had 57 and 57 points in a triple-double, but it's the first 60-point triple-double in NBA history. I mean, enough said, right? I mean, I know the triple-double's kind of been, it's been talked about a lot recently, but when you're able to score that many points, get that many assists and that many rebounds, it just shows he's helping his team out in every way possible. And great job by Harden there in Houston. And it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the season plays out with the NBA. You got a lot of storylines. Can the Rockets catch the Warriors for the 1 seed? What's going on with Cleveland? Are they going to be able to put it back together, especially with the Kevin Love injury, which could potentially be detrimental to them, especially with their lack of front court depth there. Makes it seem like they really need to make a trade right now to get some sort of another body in there. Because, I mean, Tristan Thompson can play some center. Do you want LeBron taking all the pounding and playing the power forward for the rest of the season? I don't know if you want that. They probably need to get at least some other bodies in there. But I think it's going to be exciting down the stretch. Can't wait for the Super Bowl. It's going to be an exciting weekend, and it's going to be exciting next couple of months. Thank you guys for joining. Hope you guys tune in next time for more sports talk with Kevin Frobese. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.